Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to replace the blade on your Stihl Brushcutter. So I'm doing this on a Stihl FS 130R. The same procedure will be the same for basically all the Stihl trimmers out there or brush cutters. Now with an old screwdriver or a torque tool like this, I will be using this end, shove it down this hole, turn the blade until it locks. And then what I do is I hold the tool in, flip it over. Now grab yourself a ratchet with a 19mm socket. You can also use your chainsaw tool. Today I'm using my impact with a 19mm socket only to remove the nut. Now the thing you have to remember here is that this nut is actually reverse threaded. So normally you tighten up this way and you loosen this way. This is the opposite, just keep that in mind. And it is indicated on this little cover here, the direction that you loosen the nut. So what I'll do is remove the nut. This will come off. You're going to have this little spacer. Get your blade off. Now what you can do is go to the Stihl dealer, get the exact same blade for your brush cutter, or you can replace it with a good aftermarket blade. I'm using the Oregon blade today. It is 22 tooth, 8 inches, and 25mm is the hole in the center. You absolutely have to make sure that you get the same blade with the same hole in the center. And here's the part number, it's 41-931, and I always keep these blades in stock in my shop if you are local. And remember, when you install the blade, it is directional, and the best way to always remember what side to put it on is to always have the writing on the blade facing upwards. So what I will do here is flip the blade like that. Make sure it's on this little bushing here. Now put this little spacer adapter and now put this on. And remember, the nut will go on in reverse. And make sure you're locking the head here on the other side like I did at the beginning, using your screwdriver or a small rod. And I will not tighten up the nut using the impact. I will manually do it. And you want it on fairly tight. When I'm done installing the blade, I always make sure that I have it installed correctly. And what I mean by that is correctly on that bushing underneath, because if you don't, the blade will not turn evenly. So I always spin it a bit to make sure. This one looks good. And now I'll just flip it over. Now just a quick tip, if it's the first time you replace one of these blades, you might want to wear gloves because they can be quite sharp. Now while I'm at it, I will add a bit of grease inside the gearbox here. And for that I will remove this bolt. You'll need a 13mm wrench or a Torx T27 that goes inside. And I'll be using this gearbox grease from Stihl. It comes in a tube like that. And what's handy about this grease is that it screws right onto the gearbox. And what I do is I squeeze a bit right in there, because there is still a bit of grease in there. The problem is that the grease over time actually comes off of the gears in the gearbox. So I've squeezed quite a bit in there. Now one sad thing over the years is that Stihl has done away with this greasing hole. So if you've got one and you can grease it, make sure to grease it because it will last a lot longer. So as you saw in the video, it's not that hard to replace a blade. Again, you might want to wear gloves when doing this because the blade can be quite sharp. If my video has helped you, please subscribe and make sure to like the video. Have a great day.